Hey loves, thank you all so much for tuning in today. As you can tell by the title, I will be showing you in this video how I do my eyeshadow. I already have my foundation as well as my eyebrows done, as you can see. But if you would like to see a more in-depth video of how I actually do my foundation and my eyebrows, I have a video that I just posted not too long ago, so I can actually link that in the description below. So be sure to check that out if that is something that you're interested in. But without further ado, I want to just go ahead and get into the video. And if you are interested in seeing how I do my eyeshadow, please stay tuned. Alright love, so I'll be going for a neutral look today. I'll be using my NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette in warm neutrals, as you can see here. Look out, the color I'll be using first is my transition color, and I'll be using this brush that I've had for so long. This is like a fluffy brush, and it does a great job with distributing my eyeshadow onto my lid. I'm going to take the lightest reddish brownish color here. As you can see, it reminds me of Brown Script by MAC, and I'll take a little bit of that on my brush. And I start on the outer corner of my eye, and this is the transition area. The best way that helps me to remember is that this area is in between the brow bone and the lid. So I'm just using windshield wiper motions to get this color onto my lid, and then I use very gentle strokes. I take a little bit more on my brush just to make sure there's enough color on this area, as this will help to blend the colors that I'll use today together nicely and seamlessly. I then move on to the defining color, and I use the darkest shade in the palette. It's like a chocolate brown, and I take this like pencil brush from e.l.f. I love this brush. It was about $1, so it's a very affordable brush. I just start in the outer corner, like the outer V, and I actually draw a V so that I have a guide as to how I actually pack the color on there. I also use windshield shade motions. And then I take this blending brush by e.l.f. as well, just to make sure that the colors are blended together very nicely and seamlessly. Okay, I then grab this very flesh tone color from the palette here. As you can tell, it has like a pinkish undertone to me, and I think it's really, really pretty. And I use the ecotools eyeshadow brush. Love this brush. And with this, I like to pack it on with gentle strokes. This way the color actually is able to stick onto my lid, and that the color is also distributed well. I take another layer just so that enough color gets onto my lid, and I also find that I need to put enough color on my lid so that when I actually get to put it on my eyeliner, this color isn't lost in the bunch. So I try to put on as much as I need so that this color actually shows when the overall look comes together. I am then about to show you one more time, so that you are able to understand the steps that I took to get the first, the eye look on the first eye. So I take this reddish brownish shade on my fluffy transition brush. I start on the outer corner, and I use windshield wiper motions, and I make my way back and forth from the edge of my lid to the middle of my, or to the inner corner of my eye. I take a little bit more of that color once again, just so that it shows up, because this transition shade does allow all the colors to come together seamlessly and very nicely and blended together. I then take this pencil brush by e.l.f. and I take this nice brown chocolate shade out of the palette. I start on the outer corner as well, and I draw a V in the outer V area of my lid so that I'm able to have a guide I then smooth this color towards the inner corner of my eye as well, about halfway to the inner corner, just so that that defined look is there. I take this blending brush, my fluffy blending brush, just to make sure that I blend the colors together. Blend, 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 girl. It's a very important part of putting eyeshadow together. I then move on to my lid color, and I just make sure to pat that color on there so that it's actually noticeable, as well as the color gets onto my lid very well. I make sure to pat it so that so that the color actually has a smooth finish. If I were to wipe it on there, it may look very crumbly and cakey, and it just wouldn't allow the eyeshadow look to look well put together. I then clean up any fallout as I've already done my concealer, which that also helps to clean up fallout, but just for the sake of this video, I do that. Then I move on to my eyeliner, and I am using my e.l.f. liquid liner in jet black. My right eye is the most easiest eye for me, so I start with this eye. I first start in the middle, and I draw a horizontal line and over the entire lash line. I then create a vertical line, and I connect it to the line I've already made. And the best way that helps me to actually create that line is the outer corner of my shadow. That vertical line definitely helps me to know where I need to begin my wing on the outside. I then move on to the left eye. No, it's not my easiest eye to do, but this is another way you'll see how I actually do liner. I draw the line first, the vertical line first on the outer corner of my eye. And then I actually connect it to the horizontal line that way. And I make sure that I get the inner part of my line, and I go over it just to make sure I've covered that line enough. And there you go. After I apply my liquid liner, I then use my Wet n Wild eyeliner pencil for my waterline. I just draw a line midway over my waterline, not the entire waterline, but just midway. I figured that look works a little bit more for me, and I do the same to my left eye. Nice and defined. I go ahead and finish off the look with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. As after my eyeshadow is done, I make sure to set my entire face. I then make sure that I put on my layers of mascara before moving on to my lips. I put on a couple of coats on both my top lashes, making sure that I start towards the beginning of my lash, and then I use the thinnest side of my mascara wand to cover my bottom lashes, making sure that those have not been overlooked. And there you have it. I then move on to lips, and the shade I'm using today is by NYX Liquid Suede. The color is in Club Hopper, and this is like, it's a chocolate brown to me. Many may think that it's like a reddish undertone, but it really does look brown to me. So You'll see in just a second. You judge. There we go. There we go. And I'll show you here how I actually apply liquid liner. For me, I have to outline my lips first just so that I actually have a clean line around my lips, and then I fill in the middle like so. Just helps me in this process since it's more of a more liquid base product. For my Cupid's bow, it's never perfect, but you know, I do my best and I make it work. And I do pretty much the same concept, making sure that I cover the entire upper part of my lips. And then I also make sure to get in between so that that line is not easily noticeable. And here's the finished look. This lovely neutral look with a chocolate lip added to it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that you all have a blessed day.